bro. Just come on. We didn't even get to the case. What are we doing here?
A$AP Rocky really rolled the dice in this case, and now he's looking at potentially many years in state prison. He was offered a 6-month deal, and because of the crowding in LA County jails, he would have already been out by now.
Rihanna's star power has impacted the trial from day one.
Rihanna is going all out to help A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky won the case, and he was found not guilty. And you already know Relli is out here crashing and calling Rocky all sorts of names, talking about how it was a setup. Well, according to the court, Relli was the one who lied, but according to Relli, Rocky was the one lying to the court, and he even used his baby mama Rihanna's influence to tip the scales in his favor. Rocky was staring down 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic weapon, and if things don't go his way, he could have been looked up for 24 years. Instead of taking a plea deal that would have had him serve way less time, he stood his ground and fought every inch of this case. Now, just to give you a rundown, back on November 6th, 2021 in Hollywood, California, Relli says they planned to meet up near the W Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard to settle some things, but when he got there, things went left real quick. Footage shows Rocky already there, standing with A$AP 12 and A$AP Ills. According to Relli, Rocky wasted no time getting in his face, grabbing him by the collar like it was about to go down right then and there. Relli claims Rocky pulled out a black semi-automatic and pressed it against his chest, telling him straight up that his life was on the line. After that, Rocky supposedly put the piece away and started walking off. But Relli, he wasn't letting it go. He followed behind, still trying to get some kind of resolution. And that's when things took a whole other turn. Relli says Rocky turned back around, pulled out the piece again, and let off a shot, grazing his hand in the process. Now, surveillance footage reportedly shows them getting into it, with Relli stepping behind one of Rocky's guys. And if that ain't enough, cameras on Vista Del Mar Avenue caught the sound of shots ringing out.
That doesn't look like it was caused by a bullet. I guess it could have been, and we'll maybe hear from that. It definitely looks more like, I mean, I guess if you punch somebody, you wouldn't, I guess you could scrape these knuckles if you punch somebody, but more likely, like if you fell on the ground, we saw multiple people falling on the ground in the video. You scraped on that, you could have scraped it on anything.
Rocky eventually got arrested at LAX. He had just touched down on a private jet from Barbados, fresh off a trip with Rihanna, when the cops swooped in. Then came the house raid. Police pulled up heavy to Rocky's LA spot, and word is they even blocked Rihanna from getting inside to keep evidence from getting tampered with. They tore through everything, but in the end, they came up with nothing linking him to the case. Now, Relli says Rocky pulled out and fired, but Rocky's defense was that it wasn't even real. It was a prop just making noise. Only thing backing Relli's claim was his word, some grainy surveillance footage, and a 911 call from a woman who heard something go off.
So at 10:18 p.m., LAPD receives this call, that there's been a shooting at the intersection of Argyle and Selma. The call continues though.
Did you see him? You just heard it?
Yes. No, we watched him.
Okay, what did you see?
There were 4 men, and they were kind of fighting as they were walking along Argyle, and then they turned left onto Selma. We heard yelling, and they started running, and they turned left into the back lot apartments, or El Centro apartments.
Now, the 4 men that you see on that screen will be the 4 men that we'll talk about in a minute. They were the 4 that were at that location.
Pretty confident that he's going to be able to come up with something here, and that, you know, Relli has a background or a motive here that's going to be exposed. But I mean, just based on the preliminary hearing, I mean, we saw the videos of this. The evidence is pretty stark here. He might have to really work some magic, Joe might, to get an acquittal.
Now here's where it gets murky. No real piece was ever found, and when the cops pulled up to the scene after the incident, they didn't find anything that pointed to shots being fired. But somehow, Relli comes back an hour later and suddenly finds shell casings. How'd the cops miss that? But he magically stumbles on them later.
I don't know if I've ever been this upset in a court in my whole career, both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney. I have to be honest with you. This is not great. It's not fair to him.
But Judge Mark Arnold didn't agree with this assessment.
And this is where things got even confusing. 12, one of Rocky's day ones, swore on the Bible that the whole thing was for a music video shoot with Rihanna. And if that wasn't enough, another defense witness came through and backed the whole thing up, saying Relli knew the deal from the jump but was now lying. And then Rocky's legal team comes through with texts from Relli showing he was out here threatening Rocky.
Relli told his friend that Rocky was a piece of and declared, "I'm gonna beat this up." You know, it's funny. They showed you a lot of text messages. I didn't see that one.
And this is where the jury starts thinking twice. They were looking at Relli and probably wondering, is he really the victim here, or is he trying to cash out? According to sources close to the situation, Relli has a history of trying to get money out of Rocky, especially now that he's dating Rihanna, who's sitting on billionaire status, by the way.
I feel like there's a chance that Rocky could really get caught up and do some time.
Now,
over
this is a criminal case or a civil case?
This is, I think it's criminal, bro.
Criminal now. Yeah. It's criminal now. It's
criminal, yeah. So this is not. It's not what you want. It's not what you want.
Yo.
So
and the guy coming after Rocky, what's his name? A-SAP something. One of them A-SAPs.
I think it's Relli. Yeah.
Never heard of him, but he's definitely trying to get some paper. That's coming next.
Of course.
Oh, you got a child with a billionaire?
Pay out.
And you did what? And what happened? Ow, my hand. Ouch.
My neck.
Yeah,
I need that.
That's not what you want.
If there was actual footage, because I seen it, didn't they say there was footage or something like that?
The video that I saw, though, there's a lot of like shoving back and forth. You can't really make out a lot, but I don't know. There is video.
He must know without a doubt that he's gonna get off, because you think about it, they basically gonna give you 180 days, which is still time.
Yeah.
But in LA, they commute everybody's sentence because the jails are overpopulated, right? So most people in LA only do a percentage of the time.
I hope Rocky knows something we don't know.
Yeah.
Because I would have took that.
I'm
not risking being away from Rihanna for 25 years.
And now, Rocky has been found not guilty of all charges. And you already know Rocky and Rihanna are already out here clowning Relli. Rihanna jumped on Instagram and shared a message that read, "The glory belongs to God and God alone, thankful, humbled by his mercy." But before she thanked God, Rihanna checked one reporter who asked Rocky about losing his childhood friend.
Context, man. Bottom line is, we're grateful to the jury. They saw through.
How you think it feels?
Amazing. He said from day one, he was innocent.
When it comes to Relli, he is out here crashing and burning. He took to Instagrams saying that he was not the one who lied. Gossiping is a form of entertainment for people who have no meaningful goals or purpose in life. Hate me, bring shame to my name, say bad things about me. I don't care. Your existence doesn't add any value in my life. And according to sources, Rocky was only saved because he got more money and Rihanna influenced the court. From day one, she was locked in. She pulled up to court, made sure the cameras caught her, and even brought their young ones to stand by him. But it wasn't just about showing up. Rihanna's presence brought a different type of heat to the courtroom. Every time she stepped in, cameras followed. Media attention skyrocketed, and suddenly, Rocky's case wasn't just another trial, it was a headline. That kind of spotlight made sure the prosecution knew every single move was being watched.
You worried about your family if you do wind up going to prison?
A$AP Rocky's fate will soon be in the hands of a jury.
Rihanna, do you think A$AP's going to be found innocent?
Rihanna arrived this morning at 11:21 a.m., 2 hours after today's closing arguments got underway.
And some prosecutors were not feeling it. District Attorney John Lewin actually warned the jury not to let themselves be influenced by Rihanna and the kids, and said, "I want to make sure that no matter how famous his partner is, no matter how cute his kids are, no matter how much they giggle during closing arguments, he needs to be treated like any other person, because in the end, that's what he's entitled to." Even Rocky's own lawyer, Joe Tacopina, basically admitted that Rihanna and the kids showing up in court might have influenced the jury.
And they seem to be obsessed with Rihanna and her being there. So I don't think this jury's going to be swayed by Rihanna.
It definitely helps, though, Joe, right? I mean, you can admit it. It doesn't hurt.
Who knows? I don't think it hurts because.
Okay, hold on. You said who knows? I know. The answer is yes.
Okay.
I know.
I don't. Yeah, look, these are people. We don't know what jurors think. Like, we have people from all different walks of life on that jury. So who knows what it means?
In the end, it all paid off. Rocky walked out of that courtroom a free man. The jury only took 3 hours to deliberate before delivering the verdict. Not guilty on all counts. The moment the decision was read, the whole room felt it.
Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers. Case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty.
And you already know Relli Instagram has been flooded with all sorts of comments clowning him. Probably the worst case of jealousy and snitching I have ever seen coming from a friend. I'm in disgust. Majin starting issues with your friend because you believed he didn't pay for a funeral when he did. Then you go out and start a fight, all while deleting crucial messages of you asking to fight. You're so money hungry. It's sad. What a joke. This is a clear money grab. Relli exposed his leech ways when he said, I introduced you to the hip hop business, but you forgot about me once you made it. What kind of man says that to another man? Bruh, man up and build yourself up like Rocky did. But not everyone sees it the same way. Another user pointed out, the man turned down a 6-month plea deal. They're not usually trying to give someone 6 months if they're confident in the case. Now that's a fact. Rocky standing his ground might have been the best decision he ever made, because taking that plea would have been a bad move, especially with endorsement deals on the line. Losing those would have been a terrible way to kick off the new year. Either way, Rocky's walking free and Relli's reputation is down in the gutter. But I want to know what you feel about this situation. Was this case weak from the start, or did Rocky just play his cards right? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay locked in for more updates on this and everything else in the hip hop world.